Dude, how about that fucking loss in fucking guillotine? Fucking stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. That
What'd you
team
do
was one of
wrong?
the highest scoring teams in like the last 2 weeks. Like, so stupid. It was a crazy, wild league, and I'm happy to be part of it. And I hate to lose early.
Did you make any mistakes or?
No, I started everybody I should have started. I just had injuries, had weird sits, and yeah, just stupid. Devontae Adams out, guys like that. Oh, and
Yeah,
then
well, that's
Kyler Murray scored 9 points. Yeah, I mean it's not it wasn't a bad play, but that
that's
guy
the thing
does
about
that.
guillotine. A lot of times, because of how deep we draft, there's 18 teams and we do 18 rounds.
Yeah,
One injury can sink you, right? Because there's
this early
nobody
in
on
the season.
waivers.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's nobody on waivers. There's nobody to, especially an injury that comes that late in the week where they don't announce it until like Thursday.
yeah.
You're fucked. Yeah.
Did you guys make
Yeah.
any pickups this week in guillotine?
Oh, I did.
Well, before
Dude,
you say who it was, I want to ask a follow
thanks for having a bad week though, man, because I barely squeaked by.
up.
Barely squeaked by.
Okay, here's what I want to ask. I want to know if you guys remember from last year. When you pick somebody up, did you put in somebody to drop, or do you just pick up the extra free guy that you get to put on your bench after week 4?
It automatically does the free guy for you.
I know. Look at Ben's face, so he had no idea.
Yeah, after week 4, we get an extra bench spot, and then after week 8, we get another bench spot. But I
Yeah,
tried
it
to put
keeps
in,
increasing. Yeah.
I tried to do one of each. I tried to do one using the free guy and one dropping a player, and it
Yeah.
automatically puts the free guy in front of my one dropping the player. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, it
That's
automatically does.
interesting. Okay, I was going to say also, so I had one team on my phone on the app and the other team on like Safari through the web. The team that lost was the team on the app, automatically loaded my new team, my other team. Automatically put it into the app. I'm like, this is like an intuitive fucking app, dude. That's kind of cool because there were different emails, but it moved it over. I don't know how.
That's weird.
It's fucking crazy.
I don't think so. I think
It
you logged out,
did.
logged in.
No, dude, I
It
can
intuitively
send
figured out.
receipts if I need to, but I'm not going to because I don't give a
It
fuck.
intuitively figured out that I had a second account with a different email address and logged me in.
Dude, multiple years of playing, somehow it did that shit, dog.
Hey, man.
Whatever.
So there
Whatever.
was a,
I did it.
I said it in the thread when we first drafted him that I had made a mistake or many mistakes, and I drafted one of the worst guillotine leagues I've ever seen. And I thought, I wasn't trying to reverse jinx. I honestly thought this team was going to be out week 1. It was so bad. And the only good player I had was Anthony Richardson, which obviously Anthony Richardson was great week 1, but he's been horrible ever since. But in the subsequent weeks, I have now dropped my entire team. It's a whole new team now. I've picked up off waivers Kenneth Walker, Kyron Williams, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, and then just this week I picked up Kyler Murray and Trey McBride. It's a whole new team now. Like I've
Yeah.
rebuilt this team from scratch in 4 weeks.
It's
Yeah.
I'm out of
crazy.
money though.
It's crazy what you can lose with because like they should be studs and it's just crazy.
Yeah, I'm also without of money. I have like $5 left, and I wish my team looked that good. I'm rocking Jaden Daniels. I had to go pick up Chase Brown and Kareem Hunt this week because I got busts on a bye.
Who both led their teams last week in touches and points. Not
Yeah.
bad. Not bad.
Justin Jefferson, Juwan Jennings, Terry McLaurin, and then I went and picked up Dontavian Wicks.
Yeah.
Stud.
I still have I'm rocking Colby Parkinson at tight end. So
My 2 guillotine leagues couldn't be any more different. One of them is
Yeah.
completely out of money, and I had to rebuild it. The other one, I haven't really spent any money, and it's been the highest scoring team all season. It's number 1 in points. Number 1 in
I had the
points.
highest scoring team 1 week. I know that.
No, I'm saying it's only been the number 1 scoring team 1 week.
Oh,
But it's been at the top when you look at the total points for the season. It's been at the top all year, and it's still at the top. And I haven't spent any money, so that one I'm just chilling. I'm just gonna wait, you know. And then
Yeah,
we'll
that's
see it
the-
later.
Well,
yeah, that was the best part about Guillotine year 1 I played in it. My team was so good. I didn't have to pick anybody up until the very end. What?
Wait, how many years have we done this?
3?
This
At
is our
least.
3rd or 4th year.
Because last year I got out right away because I didn't pick anybody up.
My memory said me and the podcast bought you in the first year you played, but that's not, you're saying you played before that.
Yeah.
he played.
Gotcha.
year-
Okay, my bad. My
This
brain
is our
wrong.
3rd year playing together. My 4th year playing because I played by myself 1 year.
It's great
Mhm.
towards the end when all these teams fall off and there's like the waiver wire is just full of fucking studs and you're like, oh, I don't have to spend any money. I can just go pick people up, and it's great.
That's why this week I had high bids for a bunch of guys because they were all my guys from my other team. I was like, I want it back. I went and lowered them all. I put them all down like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 because I'm like, I have $800. I'm just going to sit this one out because I thought everybody's going to bid high. Nobody bid high, so it didn't work as good as I thought it would. But
I paid way more than I needed to for all the guys I got this week. You know what I mean? But what
so
are you
you
gonna
listen
do?
to me.
Well, what are you gonna do? I had to guarantee that I had somebody to play in my spots. So I was like, I gotta spend. You know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do?
See how fun Fab has been? See how fun it is?
No, I hate it so much.
You get the guys you want when you want them.
Fab can be frustrating, but I feel like I was doing Fab in the Matrix this morning because I went in, put all my Fab bids in, and then you guys were like talking, chatting in the thread, hyping up all these players. So I went back and I went, you know what? They're hyping up these players. It sounds to me like they don't really want these players. Lowered my bid on every single player, and every player I got for like $20 more than the next closest. Like I got them just barely over the wire.
I didn't even go look to see how much I overpaid for everybody, but I'm sure I did.
In guillotine, I'm just that guy. I'm like, waivers run at weird times. People forget about this league. I'm going to be that guy who remembers and just reminds everybody a couple hours before waivers. I'm that douche this time. I get it, dude, but I just want to keep it fair, and it's a weird, odd time, so people forget about it. So,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, guillotine's a crazy game, man. So
it's wild.
It's wild.
So my original bid for Devontae was 170. I lowered it to 120. Next closest bid 103. Like I just saved myself $50.
Yeah,
just like that, no problem.
Same thing you read the messages good. You read the tea leaves well. You fucking you read the text message well.
Yeah, it's always fun. I'm actually surprised there's a few guys that don't even want to try it or not interested in participating because everybody that plays in the Guillotine League, we all talk about how much fun it is every year. The strategy behind it, being that everybody's happy except for one team every week, only one team gets disappointed. It's actually one of the more fun leagues to play in. I wish more of the guys would try it out, so they could kind of see what it's all about.
Yeah, although I don't think we need any more players. The teams are we're gonna be playing all backups.
No, a bunch of us have 2 teams.
Yeah,
so get us down to one team because I'd rather just have one team, but I enjoy having 2, but one would be great. It'd be more fun because you don't have I have a lifeline now. I just lost, but I'm still in.
Why do we have to play with so many teams that you guys have to get 2 teams?
Because you want to play till the end of the year. You want to play till if you only played with 10 teams, we'd be done week 10, right? Yeah. So because we play with 18 teams, it takes you all the way to the end of the season.
Got it.
And I agree with Matt. Having one team each would be great if for no other reason other than the fact that Matt would then be done right now. That'd be great.
I agree.
That would be great. Yeah, because now we're playing against you. We have to play against you again. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I have 2 teams. Nate has 2 teams, but a couple guys have 2 teams.
A lot of us do. Steve, Jeff, Sean. A lot of us have
6
2 teams.
Of us, right?
Yeah, there was no Balky this year. Bobby has 2 teams. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun. How you guys doing in Empire?
Well, I was going to go there too. Good call.
Me and Ryan are 4-0. We're killing the game.
Yeah, you guys are killing it, man.
We drafted well.
Highest scoring team. Although there's only one team with 3 wins in the league, and they're in your division, so you don't really have any room for error. I mean, Steady Buddy's right on your heels there.
Yeah, she is. She's right on our tail.
But I'm closer in points to you, brother. So worry about me coming up and getting you.
Yeah, I'm totally worried right now.
Yeah, you look so worried.
We're I'm really happy with our team. I mean, we seem to keep making the right choices day of, when we have to, in fact, I read a little write-up on us and we have the most correct game day choices as far as putting in players that helped us win on the like we threw in Addison this week, which obviously is kind of a no-brainer, but we could have not played him and we might not have had as many points.
Have you played Pittman every week?
What was that?
Have you played Pittman every week?
Yes, he's been in every
week. Even after his bad 3 weeks, you still played him week 4?
Yeah.
That's a great call. I sat him in the league.
I actually want to ask you about a decision like that, Matt. But before I do that, I want to lose my train of thought. You are the number one coach in that league. They actually tell you right here on your matchup page. And now that I'm going to see that, I see that you're playing me this week in that league,
Yeah.
and I'm the number 8 coach.
Yeah.
So, I obviously have not made the right decisions in that league, and you're favored to beat me by quite a bit, by 20 points in that league. So you might be 5-0. But Matt, you made a decision this week that I found was interesting, and I don't mean to hop around into too many leagues, but in the main
Hop.
league,
Hop.
you started a running back who's been playing like crap all year. Who is that? Am I confusing you with somebody else?
Yeah, I think so.
Matt,
I've played.
you played Swift in the main
Well,
league.
I only have 2 starting running backs. It's
Yeah,
not a hard
but
call.
well, after he starts the year with a 5, an 8,
I have
and a
2
6,
starting running backs. Like I have 2. That's it. I only have 2 starting running backs.
weren't you the one that
just
just a minute ago you were saying, I don't, I make decisions, I make trades. If somebody's not performing, I move them, I replace them. I mean, that was your whole
when
thing,
I feel
right?
I need to, but I feel I'm good on running backs right now. With Kendry Miller coming back, Marshawn Lloyd hopefully coming off the IR. I didn't want to make a bunch of moves that I thought I was going to have to drop, so I didn't want to burn waivers on any running backs. So I get what you're saying. The point is valid from what I just said. Totally valid. But I have 2 starting running backs right now.
I was just surprised
So
by
I
it
can
because
play.
I have Swift in a couple dynasty leagues, and he was in my starting lineup a couple weeks, but he was on the bench in every league that I have him in this
Yeah.
past week.
Yeah.
And then of course
Yeah.
he goes off for 30 something points. And I saw that you played him, and I was like, wow, Matt actually played this guy, even though he's been playing like shit all year. I thought that was pretty impressive, but it sounds to me like it's not impressive, just dumb luck, because that's the only guy you had to play, right?
What?
Did you?
He just BA brackets you.
I was like, did everybody's video freeze? Or?
Yeah. Hey Ben, are you excited about Kelsey now that Rice is out?
I am.
Dynasty?
I'm excited that
You
he's.
think that's where it's going to go? Not worthy.
Well, I was just about to say that because I know Nathan has been hoping Worthy would get that production back. Nate, are you hoping that that's going to be the case?
Not at all. I don't think Worthy is a replacement for Rashee Rice at all.
Okay.
I think the reason that Kelsey was having a bad year, and they've been saying it on the broadcast. Anybody that watches the games has heard the announcer say it, so I don't want to regurgitate. But he's been playing the Kelsey role.
Yeah,
Rashee
for
Rice
sure.
is playing the Kelsey role, and so now that Rashee Rice is out, I have Kelsey in a few leagues. I'm stoked. I mean, I have him in a couple tight end premium leagues.
Stoked.
And now he's going to start getting 7, 8 receptions a game. That's a huge boost.
But you also you always got to be worried with the guy his age, his amount of miles, if he gets the overusage, i.e. Cooper Kupp. Is he going to go down? Is he going to?
Andy Reid's smart enough with him. They already know they want to rest him for the playoffs as much as possible. So you can get him 2 catches a game for 8 catches a game, and just not play him in a couple of first and second downs. Use him on third downs when you need him. When you need him, but you can sit that guy and get him 8 catches easily.
Who's the guy?
By the way,
who's the other guy for them though?
Who's Noah Gray?
Juju, Watson.
Juju, right?
Yeah. Oh, but they're now saying the latest news, by the time this pod comes out, won't be news. But the latest news is that Rashee Rice did not tear his ACL and that he's expected back this year.
Oh, wow.
So,
that's not what I heard.
Yeah, that's been, I heard that about an hour ago, and I just looked it up on Twitter again. They're saying it's more likely a sprain and that they expect him back at some point this year.
That's because Mahomes tackles like a bitch.
But yeah, I mean, why wouldn't I sent a link to it in our football thread? Why wouldn't you throw to Xavier Worthy more? I mean, dude, this guy's
he's more of a downfield threat, right? He's the speedster. He's the Hollywood Brown kind of guy, right?
Did you watch that Baldy's breakdown that I sent though?
No, dude, I'm so behind on you guys' videos, and I apologize. I've been busy lately.
Baldy's breakdowns is one of my favorite features on Twitter. He just breaks down game tape, and they're short little, 30 seconds to a minute clips, so they're easily digestible. But I love watching him. Baldy's the best at this. But he does a breakdown of how he got open. He didn't run a route. He didn't make a cut. He just off the line. He just outran the guy. Yeah. The guy could not keep up with him. He created 10 feet of separation, and Mahomes just hit him on the numbers. And he scored a touchdown. It was a 52-yard touchdown. So you do that in the second quarter. You don't attempt it again the rest of the game. Why? I mean, what's the logic behind that? Why not attempt it again in the third quarter? I get it. At some point, they're going to figure out a way to stop it. They'll put a safety back
maybe they
there.
rolled the safety over the top. I mean, I don't know what the defense did. Maybe there's a defensive reason they didn't. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see them attempt some form of that.
Did the guy cover that? Why they didn't do it again? Was there a scheme?
He just broke down that one play, and then he said, and then they didn't attempt it the rest of the game.
See, now I want more. That guy needs to do more. Finish the story, dude. All you did was set up the. Now I'm questioning it.
It's interesting to me.
Sorry, he does longer form on YouTube, but I see his clips on Twitter.
I'm always interested, like, what makes the difference between somebody who's a possession receiver, right, versus like an Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? He's a fucking like he's a possession receiver, right? You could throw it to him 20 times a game, right? But then there's guys like, like you're saying with Worthy, he's a downfield threat. Why is it that a downfield threat guy can't be a
route tree?
No, but
yeah.
Okay, so you lost your Rashee Rice guy, right? Who was playing that possession receiver role, right? He was go everywhere. Why can't
Nate will give you this? Nate will give you the science. He'll break it down better. I get it. No, you will. But listen, the fast guys who've been just had to be fast their whole life because that's what we've been good at in junior high, high school, college. The speed guys, that's all they do because that's what their coach wants them every time. It's how they stay on the team. They just run a straight line as fast as they can. The guys who aren't that fast or have better hands get taught the route tree and can do different stuff. So, I mean, that's the exact reason because his whole career, he's only ever had to do that because that's what kept him getting touches.
Yeah, that's true. And then there's also the fact that to be a slot receiver, you have to be able to go down the middle. And a lot of receivers don't have that ability to go down the middle because they see ghosts, because they feel that tackle coming. It takes a certain amount of guts to go down the middle and be willing to take that contact. And they have to have hands, right? If you don't have the hands, and if you can't put the blinders on, you're not going to be a possession receiver. And Amon-Ra is the best at that, right? Nobody does it right now currently better than him. He's got blinders. He's not afraid of taking hits, and he's got fucking hands of steel. Right?
Name the other 2 or 3 best slot guys you can think of off the top of your head.
Arizona, of all time or currently?
Yeah, no, just like you guys can think of. Like, we just said Amon-Ra is the best at doing it right now. Right?
Cooper Kupp is a great slot guy.
I mean, didn't they put Fitzgerald in the slot the last like 5 years of his career? He was amazing there. But
remember how
ever? I don't know.
Remember how good Anquan Bolden was?
Yeah.
Same thing. That's what I'm saying. The Arizona guys, dude.
Yeah, dude. Like all the way back to Rod Tidwell.
He was not afraid of taking a hit. I'll tell you that. Right. He was right down the middle, had his blinders on.
Nobody got my Rod Tidwell.
Well, I mean, comment. Wes Welker, those guys in the Patriots, dude. Fucking Amendola even fucking had great times there. I mean, not great, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. No, I was just thinking, man, dude, fucking, I just Anquan Bolden, that name just like that slot in the slot, dude. That guy was just a beast.
Think about it. Fitzgerald did it.
If they put Worthy in the Rashee Rice role, he would be broken. He would last 3-4 weeks and then he'd be done. His season would be over, right? I mean, it's the same thing that happened to Tank Dell. I know Tank Dell was different because he was actually running up the middle and he got, his leg broken. But Tank Dell is too slight. He can't run those kind of routes. He has to run the deep routes. Yep. Apparently I have a whole team of small hands.
Oh man, it's crazy how many injuries we've had this year already.
Is anybody joining us today?
I sent the invite.
Okay,
we'll see.
Oh, just checking.
I can't wait to see who it is.
We'll see who pops in.
Nice.
If they pop in.
Did you only send one invite, or?
I only sent one because I had it. I have a pretty good line on this.
Only one confirmed.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good.
So we'll, hopefully this happens sooner
right.
than later.
Yes, I'm a little worried about Tank Dell since you brought him up, dude. Hurt again. What is it? Ribs this time? Ribs, I think. Fuck.
Kelsey's hurt right now?
No, Tank Dell.
Tank Dell.
Oh, Tank Dell. No, he had some no cracks, just some sore ribs, but he's back practicing. Expected back
is he? Okay.
Hey, what was that trade that you were talking about the other day for Devontae, right? They want a consideration and a second round pick or something like that for Devontae.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Second round pick and other considerations.
You said the Niners should do the pick, and what receiver did you say again? Oh, you said Ronnie Bell. Why
Yeah.
not send it a serious offer in like a Jacob Cowing or something like that, right? Somebody, yeah, he's awesome. He's shown that he's awesome, right? But he's not the answer right now. And if we could get a Devontae and a second round pick for something like that, would you do
Here's
that?
here's
You
Joey?
my
want to
here's
you
my
want to send a
question.
serious offer. It's not cowing. A
It's
serious
Ayuk.
offer would
It's
be,
Ayuk.
no, it would be Pearsall.
Yeah.
Oh, Pearsall.
Here's the
Pearsall
thing.
and
Where would Devontae play? Would he play enough for that to matter? With CMC, with everybody else that we have, would Devontae really change our team enough? He'd be great in the end zone. If Kittle was out, I think, yeah, you can almost look him a tight end. We're going to put him right there in the slot. But I don't know that would be what we need this year. But I said the same thing about.
Whoa!
Oh.
Look who's here,
Ah,
just in time for 49er talk.
Oh, perfect.
welcome in, sir.
Good to see you guys.
Howdy,
Yeah.
Joe.
Love that name of your Lick Creek pool.
Oh,
It's
thanks, man.
It's a cool name. I like that.
It's a local geographical sorry, my chicken's here. Hi.
Hey, chicken.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I thought it
didn't
was
mean to
more like a
though, seriously, whatever you
Kumasatra
were
thing.
What's that?
I always thought it was more of a Kumasatra thing, Lick Creek. Yeah.
That's fun.
Man,
Dude,
you go
that-
get down out there with Lick Creek. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. I actually hate the name, but it's catchy.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
welcome in, man. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you answering the call when we sent it out.
Sure thing. I feel like I interrupted something important though. You guys should continue and
Oh
Not
no,
at
we
all.
were just talking bullshit Devontae Adams trades with the Niners and what we should offer and Matt was saying, what's the point of even making the trade? What's he gonna do for our team? Do we need somebody like that? What's your thoughts on it? I mean, would you love to see him go to the Cowboys?
no. I don't know why you think I'm a Cowboys fan. They suck.
Which team do you like this year? You're a Jets fan this year, right?
No, Roger sucks too. Um, I really like the Niners this year, honestly.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't
Joe,
do
join the
that.
bandwagon, buddy. Come on. Come with us, dude. It's fine. It's fine.
No, he does that to troll. Every once in a while he says, I'm a Niners fan, and he's trying to troll us. You wanna jump on the bandwagon, that's fine, but buy a jersey, put on some paraphernalia, then we'll go for it.
No, I think this year I'm taking Detroit this year.
Yeah. I'd say
Yeah,
it's
you
a
liked
good
Detroit
pick.
last year too. I think you had money on Detroit last year in the NFC Championship game, did you not?
Yep.
Yeah.
Also in honor of Frankie, right? Also?
Yeah, Frankie, of course.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to talk money real quick? I am losing my ass in bets this year. I have hardly won anything. I'm down several $100s. Normally I tread water. I win a little, I lose a little, but it stays pretty even. Hit one big once in a while. I think I'm down like $600 this year. I'm
What-
hardly winning anything. It's been awful.
What's been your Achilles heel this year? What are you betting on that isn't winning for you? Everything?
Studs that aren't like I bet big on Laporta early. What's so damn funny?
Are you betting parlays?
I said, what are you
What I was
betting
gonna
on
ask.
that's not winning? And I said everything.
Oh, yeah.
That is
I thought it was a serious question.
Joe, are you betting parlays?
no, it was a serious question. I just was a smart ass afterward and made a smart ass comment. I was serious though. What's the issue?
I have to say it's just it's the studs that aren't hitting. It's the stuff that looks all juicy like Sam Laporta, 4 catches. You're like easy, right? And that'll be like what I miss on my parlays.
Oh, you're doing a lot of underdog. Those are the kind of bets you do.
Got it.
You don't do any offshore or like illegal gambling. You don't use a bookie or anything like that.
No. Why, you got somebody?
Yeah.
Yep.
I got somebody that I use. He was actually referred to me. I won't mention names on the thread or in the podcast, but
It was
he
referred to
me
all of
by-
us.
referred
Actually.
to me by somebody that's in our group, and I've been using him for the last couple of years. It's nice. It's fun. You can go
Well,
on there.
that
and
person
parlay.
was actually supposed to be supporting the pod, if I remember.
Yeah.
Bets made in were supposed to make us some money back.
That's
right.
right. That's right.
Yeah, we did not receive that check last year.
We did not
so-
receive that check. We did not. Yes.
He said any money lost by people in our group, he was going to take 10% of that and
Something like that,
sponsor
yep.
our podcast. Yeah.
Yep.
And I
Oh.
definitely lost some money to him last year. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, so
why'd you want me
I
on?
saw
Just
an article that said like all these gambling sites are making 85% of their profits on parlays nowadays. That is just like the worst fucking bet in the world that nobody should be making that. But
Joe, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I just wondered if there's a specific reason you asked to have me on, or if this is like a new, bring fresh faces on every week type of deal, or
We
what
just
the
love you. We love you and miss you, and haven't talked to you since the draft party. So
You
face
won
to
your first
face.
game this week.
That
You
was
won
the
your
other
first
that's
reason.
game.
why.
That was
That's
the
why.
other reason.
I mean,
Well,
it
is that
must
in your
be,
energy? We missed
All
your
right.
energy.
So let's real quick, something serious that I was thinking about that came out of that. I was 0-3 before this week. And I don't remember, was it week 1 or week 2 where there was a defensive guy? Was it you, Matt? Was it Fred Warner week 2 maybe that gave you the win over me?
Oh yeah, yep.
So so I was thinking about that today. I want to bring that up to you guys and see what you thought. But we got rid of the kicker because it was hard to predict. Like you just have a kicker that goes off once in a while for 25 points, right? And aren't we looking at IDP the same way at this point? It's like a total crapshoot as to which players game-winning week. No, Matt doesn't like this.
no,
No,
I
I like to
get
keep.
where you're
Yeah,
going.
Do we?
Variance, the variance can be huge swings, right? And it can actually swing your matchup. I'm looking at your scoreboard right now. That just Fred Warner alone didn't do it because he only scored
Right.
27. You lost by 30. But yeah, huge swing in the matchup. But Fred Warner has been a consistent top performing linebacker for years, and he was somebody that Matt invested in the draft. He paid $4 for him at the draft, whereas a lot of guys got their linebacker for $1. So that's one strategy to the game is whether you want to invest in your IDP or not.
And what's the difference?
Okay, what about week 1 when I lost by 2 points? Was that defense? Just curious.
In week 1?
Yeah.
Week 1 you lost to Ryan by 2 points, and Ryan had a 23-point player on his defense, but his total defense combined was about 46 points. Your total defense was 34 points, 35. So yeah, he scored about 9 more points than you, and he won by 2.
Yeah. I just wonder if is it really we spend all of our auction dollars on these high profile offensive players, and do we really want to keep just 3 singular defensive players out of 2 different categories as these game winning swings? Or should we either abolish all defense or open it up and have more players?
What
more
about
more defensive players?
Yeah.
How many more are you talking?
I'd love that.
Well, I'm open to suggestions. I just think right now that defense is a lot like kickers. And if you use the same logic and you apply it to defense, I mean, then we shouldn't have defense either.
All right, here's my question. Okay, so you're saying linebackers on average or defenders on average score 10. So if somebody scores double that or more, it's an unfair advantage. Okay. Apply the same logic to every position. There's most of the running backs score 10 points a week. The ones that score 30, do we outlaw them because they're 3 times better than everybody else? Like you're just saying somebody did better than somebody. We could do it to every position. I don't get the logic to that.
well,
I
will
don't get
say
the
this,
logic to getting rid of the kickers either. So I just don't get it across the board.
I would push back on Joe's point about defense being like kickers because I think the reason a lot of fantasy leagues outlawed kickers is because there's too much variance and there's no predictability. The best kicker this year is not always the best kicker next year, and usually isn't. And from week to week, there's no way to predict who the best kicker is because there's no way to predict which teams are going to put their kicker in a position to score the most, right? And so it's really there's not a lot of skill to picking kickers in fantasy. Whereas defense, I would push back that there is. A lot of the top linebackers are repeatable from year to year. A lot of the top defensive backs are repeatable from year to year, and there is some skill to it. But I like where Joe's going with this because I think there are things you can do to make it even more skill based. For example, one thing you could do is treat your defense kind of like how we treat our rookies and do a separate draft for defense. What if on Saturday night when we're all drinking, playing poker late at night, we did a defensive snake draft?
Are there enough
I'm not in
studs?
favor of mixing the two.
Are there enough studs on defense to warrant a snake draft, its own snake draft?
I think
I mean,
so.
Like,
why a snake draft though? Like if we're gonna do the whole thing auction, it doesn't make sense to do snake for that. It just makes sense to me. I know you're gonna say it's probably how we do the rookie draft. I don't like that shit either. Auction, throw it all together. Let's do it.
I mean, you could do a separate auction as well. I think what Joe's point was, though, is that we're spending all of our money on offense because you know that that's the way you win in fantasy is with, wide receivers and running backs. And then nobody has any money left over for their defense, which, by the way, some of us do. I always
gonna
spend about
say,
$2
dude,
on every
that's- yeah.
defender because I always reserve a couple of bucks at the end to try and get a top flight guy. But I'm just offering that as a suggestion, is you could segregate them out into their own draft.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
guess-
usually.
I'm
Go ahead, Joe. No,
I just
go ahead,
hate
Joe.
where, I hate where I'm sitting at 1 and 3, where I see that had defense not been involved, I'd be more like 3 and 1. And so it's just something I was exploring and thought I'd share with you guys. See what
Yeah.
your ideas were.
Are you being active on the waivers for defensive players?
Yeah, I've made changes several times.
Okay.
I haven't
And
gone
by
back
the way,
to see that if that affected anything, but
Just because
your defense
go
your
ahead.
defense isn't that bad. I mean, week 1 you had Mac with 16, Nixon with 15. So you had 2 great performances. The one bad performance is you played Danielle Hunter, which he's a defensive lineman. And we actually don't start defensive linemen anymore, or we don't mandate you to, because defensive linemen can be
Boom and bust.
if they don't get a sack, they don't get anything. And
Yeah.
so I think that was actually a fantasy mistake, was to start Danielle Hunter instead of paying another linebacker in that spot.
I was actually making that same mistake these first 4 weeks. I ran a linebacker, I ran a defensive back and a linebacker and then a DL. And, I chased Bosa, didn't do anything the first week. So I was like, I can't just sit here and chase. So then I found another defensive lineman who had gotten like 2 or 3 sacks. And I was like, okay, I'll chase again because it's hard
Jason
not
Sacks.
to. It's hard not to. Chasing
That's
sacks.
your new team name. That's
Yes.
your new team name.
There it is. Chasing sacks. And then, but this week I made the switch. I got rid of my defensive lineman and I picked up another linebacker who's had 4 double-digit weeks so far, and so I'm hoping that raises my defensive prowess, because the defense, can win games for you.
Well,
I know Joe doesn't
continue.
need my advice, but Joe, in the past years, I've wanted to just sit with my, if my guy's getting solid 10 points a week but hasn't had the spike week, I just try and hold him because I know it's coming. I know it's coming. When I used to churn defense in years past, I felt I always missed the guy's big week. So I'm willing to sit with the 10-point guy, knowing that the big one's going to come. And then, I go for the base. I know you don't need my advice, dude. You fucking, that I've missed out on big stuff churning defense.
and the big one is your new team name.
The big
Yeah.
one.
And again, Joe doesn't need our
Chasing
advice. Joe doesn't need our advice, but week 2, along the same train of thought, he again started Danielle Hunter, and then for his linebacker, he started Khalil Mack, who's an edge rusher. So edge rushers don't get a lot of tackles. They live and die with sacks. So if you play 2 guys that are gonna live by the sack, die by the sack, and they don't get the sacks, you're gonna run into problems. I always look for linebackers that play middle linebacker. They're gonna get a bunch of tackles, right? If you rack up 6, 7, 8, 9 solo tackles, or in a week where you get 10, you get that bonus, an extra 3 points for the 10th tackle. That's where you win on it.
Joe, you
So
want to make some trades?
Yes, I do. Absolutely. Today.
Who are you thinking about? Who do you want to get rid of? Who's your value?
Real quick, while we're still on defense, real quick, Matt.
Uh,
Can we just add a couple of players so that the defensive pool is evened out a little bit more?
Dude, I'm in. 100. Dude, I'm a depth guy.
That's much.
In baseball, add middle relievers, add fucking utilities. In football, add defense, add more receivers. I'm in, dude. I love digging through and researching stuff and finding the guys are going to miss. So the more starters you want in any fantasy league, anyone, I'm in. Every single one.
5 or 6 defense.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'd love it.
I think
Bobby and I played in that last year. I don't know if you remember us talking about on the pod. We had 2 of every defensive position. We played in a sleeper league. So it was one of every offensive position and then 2 of each defensive position. It was really fun. It was interesting.
So 2 corners, 2 linebackers, 2 DLs.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I played in the league for 10 years. Steve was in the same league, and a couple of you guys joined us from time to time. But in this league, they played 5 IDP. it had to be one linebacker, one DP, and then 3 flex. We found it annoying. Steve and I would talk about it a lot, only because in that league, you had to put in a fab bid every time you wanted to pick up a new IDP player.
Yeah.
And it was like annoying to like, oh, I didn't get my linebacker I wanted. And you'd have to put in multiple linebackers. And like, you're trying to roster 5 IDP every week.
Ooh, I get that actually. Good.
It might be less annoying in this league because after waivers clear, you could just go pick up whoever you want.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'd be willing to have that conversation.
Oh,
but
I've never done a big defensive league with Fab. That you painted a good picture because that would be annoying as fuck.
That would be.
And now I get why you and Steve have said in the past. I've heard him bring it up more than you about that defensive league, and he didn't like it. And that makes total sense because that would be a pain in the ass.
But I would do it in our league.
Yeah, me too.
Hey,
Me
Matt,
too.
back to your question. I desperately need a running back. So,
Me too. Sorry.
at this point of the season, being 1-3, I would even entertain trading out one of my stud wide receivers, even if it would have been a keeper for me, to try to compete this season because I know that I'm at the threshold of being lost.
How
forever.
about your rookie draft picks for next year?
What do you got? Yeah, I'm open.
Just saying, they're okay. They're available.
we're talking about Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, we were talking about Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
Yeah,
holds
your
no
running
keeper
backs-
value at this time of the season, right? If you trade him.
I realize that, and I'm 2 weeks away from throwing away this season. So if I'm not 3-3 in the next couple of weeks, I'm done. And so I have to win now, and I'm willing to make a big trade now to try to at least make the playoffs this year.
All right, Joe, I need Judge Joe right here. I know Judge Joe's a thing in the past, but I need a timeout. Now that the four of us are here having this conversation, if we do a Malik Neighbors trade before this podcast come out, is that dirty dog to the league? We can do that, even though, okay, all right. Let's chat.
Wait, what?
Dirty dog in the league. No,
How
I mean,
is
Well,
that
I'm
like-
saying
it
like,
still
we're
goes
having a
in-
little secret side conversation.
It
If
still
we pull
goes
off
in
a
the-
trade for Neighbors and nobody else has the opportunity to, it's weird.
I mean, it still gets reviewed.
I
Yeah,
know.
Still
I
has
just-
time after.
I was asking what Joe
I'm still gonna
thinks.
snipe
I
it.
just asked what Joe thinks.
Yeah, still gonna snipe it.
Yeah,
I'm
Joe,
down.
your running backs
Joe's
were
down. Let's do it.
really the reason I thought I had a chance against you last week. Even though you were projected to win, I was like, okay, Joe's running backs are pretty bad. I mean, I don't need to do a lot to overcome that. And Cam Akers, okay, he's not going to be good for very much longer if he has been good because obviously Mixon's coming back. But Rashad White, have you seen everything they've been saying about his efficiency metrics and how
Bucky's got that backfield.
Yeah, he's losing that job to Bucky, right?
Yeah, big
So-
time.
He already gave up goal line touches this last weekend.
Bucky's
Yeah,
just
and then-
better.
Bucky
He's
is
just
better.
better when you watch him run.
And then Pacheco's hurt, and Zamir White is a bust, right? So,
Yep.
yeah, I would definitely be interested in Malik Neighbors. If you want to look at my team and see if there's any running backs you're interested in,
Does the last part of his name end in 3?
that is my best running back. That is my best running back. I'd be more inclined to trade him after CMC comes back, if CMC comes back.
No, I got to make a move now. So
All right, Joe, I got another question about your team. I know you've been high on Anthony Richardson for 2 years now. He's back. What do you think? I know a little hit pointer this week. I'm not asking about the injury. What do you think about him going forward? Has he shown you?
the funniest thing I read was that he finally had over 50% completion rating in last week's game. He was 3 for 4.
Hooray! You did it.
Dude, I have no idea. The guy fell off a cliff. I mean, the raw talent's still there. I don't know if it's bad coaching or bad play calling or what, but I don't know.
If you're a
You
if
can
you're
take
a
this one, Nate.
if you're a Colts fan or a Michael Pittman, Josh Downs, Adonai Mitchell owner, all of those people are hoping that Flacco starts, right? Nobody
Yep.
wants
Have to be.
Yep.
nobody wants Anthony Richardson back at this point. Not even
Nope.
He's
Colts
the next
fans.
Andy Dalton of 2024.
How do you fix it, Joe?
I have no idea. I really don't. I don't know what happened to that guy. I can't explain it. Do you have
Well,
any
he's
idea,
got-
Ben?
I have no idea. I mean, the last time I checked,